Hey folks, welcome to Arbory Digital Experiences, update from the forest. I'm Tad Reeves, Principal Architect at Arbory Digital, and I just got back from Europe. I'm in my trail system back at home. This is the Cloudland Canyon mountain bike trail system. And I want to give you a little recap from what we were up to while I was in Europe. It was a work/play trip in Europe. And as part of it, got a chance to go through Switzerland. And for those of you who don't know your Adobe Experience Manager history, Adobe Experience Manager was originally a product called Day Communique, created by a company called Day Software AG out of Basel, Switzerland, until it was acquired by Adobe in 2012. A lot of the heavy hitters in the content management space still work out of the Basel office. So had an opportunity to meet a number of them while I was traveling. So I had a bunch of cool updates for you, because I met with a bunch of really heavy-duty and amazing engineers there at Adobe. So one of them is fortuitous in that the day I visited happened to be the launch of AEM Assets Content Hub. Now, Content Hub is the next generation of, I guess you could say the next generation of Brand Portal, or the evolution of Brand Portal. What it is a method for democratizing access to assets and allowing people inside and outside your organization to be able to use approved assets to be able to get stuff done. You think agencies and things like that, even people inside your org, you don't want to give full access to assets, you still need them to be able to have access to things to get their work done. Content Hub also has built into it a license of Adobe Express, which has a number of Photoshop and Premiere-ish like features that you can use for being able to do on-brand edits to assets. So to me, it was just Content Hub is just another amazing addition to what I already think is one of the strongest products in Adobe's portfolio. It's AEM Assets is pretty rad. I got a chance to talk with Greg Klebus, who's the product manager for AEM Assets, and as you can imagine, it was a very, very good day for him. He's a very happy individual, having just launched his baby. So got a chance to talk AEM Asset strategy with him in the future, because there's a lot of just neater and cooler ways to be able to edit AEM, or to be able to use AEM Assets in your infrastructures. Another thing that we talked about, I talked to Bertrand de Quapon, who is a product manager for AEM Sites. Amazing individual. Probably talked about a lot of things, but one of the things that is of interest to any of you folks is Adobe has quietly launched a product called Managed CDN for AEM as a cloud service. A lot of times, if you had AEM as a cloud service work that you were trying to do, especially now that we're integrating edge delivery. For those of you who haven't seen any of my earlier podcasts, edge delivery is the future of website delivery for Adobe. So they're moving away from delivering things with a traditional publisher dispatcher, and now onto edge delivery as much as possible. In this transitionary time, there's a lot, or really even going forward, it's going to be a lot of different ways, or a lot of different times where you're going to want to have a mix of infrastructures that are backends for your site. Previously, what you'd have to do is run your own CDN and do all your backend logic and so forth and routing. Now that's all going to be handled in what is really kind of a front end for Fastly. And that front end for Fastly allows you to also leverage your AEM license and your AEM users and groups, so that you don't need, if you're trying to, let's say you're trying to push redirects out to the edge or something like that, you don't need to do that with some other thing, like some other CDN or some separate access to Fastly. So you get that. And then, so that's launching. I'm going to be using that for one of my clients. Really excited about that. trying to get access to that, or you want to know more about my experience with it, just let me know. And then lastly, talk to a bunch of people about a super new thing called, well, I'm actually not going to tell you what it's called. It is basically, it's a research project. It's happening in Adobe for edge delivery. It's super cool. And I mean, just imagine if, I don't know if you've done any edge delivery projects yet, but if you're trying to do stuff like, oh, let's say you got a bunch of translation rollouts to do, and you need a system that allows you to integrate that as opposed to using a total document-based workflow. Or let's say you're really into integrating AEM Assets. As you can tell, I'm an AEM Assets fan. Let's say you're trying to integrate AEM Assets and you want something a little bit more stitched together. That's what this is. Working on something for a client right now on that. Again, super duper excited. And so a lot of really neat stuff on the horizon. Lastly, I should say I got a chance to use the opportunity of being in Switzerland to talk with a bunch of people that I had previously worked on with other AEM projects over the years. So met with some folks from Dynamic Solutions in Zurich. A lot of really fun stuff that we're going to be doing there. This is a really golden age of being able to design some really sweet infrastructure depending on your needs. I talked to some other folks in Zurich that I had worked with on some Swiss projects, as well as meeting a good friend from two different AEM projects in Olten, which is in the center of the country, the railroad hub of Switzerland. In any case, lovely time there, lovely time to be in this job, getting my heart going right now so that I can have my first day at work back in the States. But hope to talk to you guys soon.